Hey guys, it's Veronica. I'm doing a flip through on 4 round decks. This may bore most of you, okay? This is for my friend K Cris, who is in desperate need to buy a round deck ASAP so she can do her majors on majors video because she needs a round deck for that. And out of the 10 I've shown, that's not needy. Okay, you just need 4 flip throughs. So I'm just gonna do it, and it'll be the Circle of Life, then the Motherpeace, which I think is probably going to be the best bet for you. But the Circle of Life is good. I'll just tell what my reservations about it, and I'm going to flip through the one that I just got, the Star That Never Walks, and I'm pretty sure you said the black and white one, so I'll do the Gorgons. Good Lord, it doesn't even fit in the screen. I'll have to move that back, but I'll do the Gorgons last, just in case that wasn't the one. But I know you were attracted to this one, so I'm going to go through it. Now, here's my problem with the Circle of Life. It's beautiful. There's the Fool. It has one of the prettiest magician cards I've seen. There's the High Priestess. Now, I read these cards for direction. So, as you can see, it has the 3 at the top and the bottom, and some of the images, as you see, are a little complex. Also, the different languages around the card bug me. If I were going to start use this for real readings and to use, I would, unless you can think of a better idea, well, I could either mark in black everything up to where this is showing, or what would make more sense would be to highlight. Take a pink or yellow highlighter and highlight this area so I know immediately what's at the top of the cards. Because when I do a spread with round cards, I take a second and I look and I see where the direction is going. I have had spreads where they completely are all going in the same direction to the same little degree. But then most of the time, where's that cup of tea that everybody that makes these videos seems to have? I don't have it. Okay, I'm just coughing. And I am not going to remake this because I don't do that. Okay, so we're on the wheel. Usually my spreads are, it's different questions about different areas in your life. So you'll usually have the cards going in all kinds of different directions, but a lot of times it's interesting to see, there's a whole lot of them that are going straight to the right, and then there's some that are a little to the left. As you can see, the images are absolutely beautiful, and I think that it would either be this one or the Motherpeace made me think of you a lot because you're such a thoth girl, and both this and the Motherpeace kind of stray away from the thoth. I think Motherpeace is a little golden dawnish maybe, and that's the reason why I had always put Justice at 8 for so long until just recently. Now I just put it whatever it's numbered. Okay, now we're in the cups. And looking at them, like, I haven't used this deck because it was so hard for me to tell the direction, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find a way to highlight the top of the card so I don't have to look so hard. A lot of times it's easy, but when in a card like this, it's kind of hard to tell just by glancing. This is 6 of Cups. 7 of Cups. I'm hoping I'm getting it all in. I might need to. Let's stay up there. Okay. I hate all these different languages. Especially on it especially bugs me on these round decks. Power Femme, the comment that you had left on the last one, or no, maybe maybe it wasn't Power Femme. It was, there were a couple people that mentioned that they didn't realize that, how important this is. I've got to raise this up just a little bit. It's not showing the cards great. Okay, that's better. That's better. Okay. That it isn't just the novelty of it being, okay, see, in here it doesn't, now you've got to actually find where it says Knave of Chalices to see what direction it's going. So I would, it's always off to the right, so that's it right there. I would definitely have to highlight this deck. There's a Knight of Chalices. I like it. It's beautiful. But just put the title in English. So what I was saying was, it's not just the novelty of it's a round deck. It's, oh, isn't that a beautiful King of Cups card? This video is going to be way too long. But at least you'll know what deck you want after this. Again, for the fifth time, you're trying to talk about, it's not just the novelty of the round cards. That's Dante under the cover scratching. You're a good boy, Dante. It's okay. But the directions mean so much. That's what I don't read reversals with regular cards now, because I have to just intuitively, by the cards surrounding it or by the question, you know, I'll intuitively figure out what the energy of the card is, because even blocked, it doesn't tell me if it's blocked because they're really pushing, or if they're pulling away from it so hard it's blocked. And I love to see it, like, even when it's just slightly going forward, you know, or straight up and down. I've had ones that even with the round decks are completely straight up and straight down, and it just adds a complete whole level of specificity. Is that a word? There's the Knave of Swords. Let's see who the Knight of Swords is. It's the Knight of Swords. Yeah, of course it'd look like that. I don't know what my deal is with the Knight of Swords, but... and Queen of Swords, I like that. And there's the King of Swords. So, yeah, I'm going to find, if someone has an idea of how to do it in a way that would be pretty, you know, but to highlight that being up at the top for me, I want to use this deck more. I do. It's beautiful, but I have to make it more usable for me. It's the Five of Wands. They really are beautiful cards. You've got quite a decision ahead of you, Casey, as far as which one. I think it's probably going to be this one or Motherpeace for you. Oh, look at that Nine of Wands. Oh, I love him. Yeah, I've got to figure out how to make these cards not see. And I have ADHD, so I can get like vertigo and dizzy really easily with, like, here we go with the damn quartz again, and my phone's falling. The tripod broke, so I have this thing like duct taped. So maybe if I do that. I know it's a hot mess. This video is already becoming a hot mess, but people are getting used to that. So, okay, so here's the Knight of Wands. No, the Knave of Wands. Now I've got, oh, I like the Knight of Wands. It's a chick. Usually it's not a chick. And the Queen of Wands. They're all centaurs. And then the King of Wands. He's pretty badass. Okay, and now we're finally on the Pentacles. What a cute Ace of Pentacles. It's like I'm looking at this deck for the first time. That's interesting. There's a 3. 4 of Pentacles. And that's the way I see the 4, is guarding, you know, what to let in, what to let out, so you don't end up drained at the 5. I don't know, Casey. I really like this deck. Oh, how cute. I'm looking at the cards. I keep forgetting to make sure they're in frame. 8. There's the 9 of Pentacles, which is always a card I like to look at. 10 of Pentacles. Knave of Pentacles. There's my Knight of Pentacles. I dig the Queen of Pentacles. That's cool. And then the King of Pentacles. Okay, so that is the Circle of Life deck. Next, we're going to look at the Motherpeace, because I think it's going to be one of these two for you. Let's move that off to the side. Okay, so here we go with the Fool. Now see how much uncluttered it is? Even though the images have a lot going on, sometimes it's, you know, the number and then the name of it. And so when it's in a spread, it's very, I love that Magician. When it's in a spread, it's very easy to tell what direction it's going, as opposed to that Circle of Life that had writing all the way around it. That defeats the purpose. And what I do love about this deck, I mean, the last one, I wouldn't call it science fiction-y, but I mean, those weren't humans. They had all different kind of animals. This deck, I love how it is very feminist, but it is masculine friendly as well. There are some men in the decks, unlike that Daughters of the Moon or whatever. It just, I don't like it when a deck starts feeling anti-masculine. And this card stock is really good. I know, because this is the second deck in 20 years. I've been using this deck for about 5 years, and I like how it's well worn, but not ragged. I mean, it took a lot of beating up to make me have to get another one of these decks. I love the Moon card. This deck. Just get this deck first and then get Circle of Life. But seriously, you guys tell me what to do with that Circle of Life so I can use it. That's a great 4 of Cups. Having worked with this deck for only, the only deck for almost 10 years, you just flipping through, it's like kind of going home, I'm just so familiar with these cards. I love, love, love them. And the mini's cute. I tried to take the mini out with me, but some people don't get the artwork, and the minis are so slick. They don't have the kind of, this is only lightly laminated, just enough to protect it. The minis are, look at that 6 of Swords. The minis are so slick, they slide around the place. I gotta scuff them up a bit. And my friend B and I had always called this card the bee sting, so it's funny that, and look at that 7 of Swords. Isn't that cool? Like, which one are you? And the 8 of Swords, which is my least favorite card, this one at least makes me laugh about it. It's like, maybe the answer's a little more obvious than you think. If you're looking from above, you can see that you're just, that's an exercise in futility. But then you've got the 9 of Swords. That's definitely the nightmare card. And look, the 10 of Swords. That's my Thelma and Louise card. You got the Daughter of Swords. The Son of Swords, who thinks he knows everything. The Queen of Swords, who pretty much does know everything. And there's the Shaman of Swords. And now we're in the Wands. See, in this card, the 2 of Wands, in the guidebook, it was always talking about sexual attraction and all that, but I like the Rider-Waite-Smith meaning. This will come into play in a reading if it needs to, but that's where some of the cards I never really got until I adhered to the Rider-Waite-Smith system of meanings. 5 of Wands. You do see a lot of bushes in this deck. I will say that. 7 of Wands. That's the Eight of Wands. It's pretty straightforward, though. God, I love this deck. I stopped using round decks for so long, and now I think, oh, now that is the Son of Wands, for sure. After doing that majors on majors, I realized that I'm going to start bringing round decks to my tarot parties more and including them on my one-on-ones, because it does. I surprised myself when I did that majors on majors reading. Some of the things I just kind of had to keep to myself, but it was really revealing. I was not expecting to. I love this Six of Discs, and how sometimes it could be, you know, it's generosity and stuff like that, but sometimes it's the smallest things that can really make a difference. And what was the Five, where instead of the poverty and all that, this is when you're drained, and this is doing little things for yourself to kind of calm yourself. And I really like the way the 4 and the 5 and the 6 of discs are depicted in this. The 7, there's the 8. Love my 9 of disc there. 10, there's the daughter. The Sun, that's my husband. The Priestess. And the Shaman. Well, this didn't take me as long as I thought. Hopefully I was in frame and this does you some good. Now here's the Star that never walks. Let's move the others out of the way. So we start with the Fool and the Magician. There's the High Priestess. The Empress. These cards are great. I haven't got to use them for a reading yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Very easy to tell with that line going straight up and down. Very easy to tell the direction. I'll have to learn the astrological signs so I know other people's. Like I said, I only know mine because I'm a Scorpio. The Hangman. Yeah. I get the best ones, man. Temperance, which is my life card, actually. The Devil. The Tower. This deck also feels really cool. It reminds me in the Motherpeace that it's just laminated enough, but it's smaller. I mean, the Motherpeace is a large deck, and I'll show you once I go through them all. I'll show shuffling. Here's the Frogs, which is water. Ace of Frogs, 2 of Frogs, 3 of Frogs, 4 of Frogs, 5 of Frogs, which is very sad. 6 of Frogs. Not quite getting the 7 of Frogs, but I'm going to delve into that. 8 of Frogs. I like the 9 of Frogs, and I love the 10 of Frogs. I know, Ellie, I'm boring you. I'm so sorry. She's on my lap, too. She felt ignored, Page of Frogs, so she has to be on my lap during this. Knight of Frogs. There's my card, our card, the Queen of Cups. And the King of Frogs. And then we go into the butterflies. I love butterflies being air. 2 of butterflies. 3 of butterflies. Makes me wonder what went on there. 4 of butterflies. 5 of butterflies. 6. 6 of Swords is always one that I look at. 7. There's 8. I guess she's stuck in a hole, but she's getting help. That's cool. 9. And then 10 of butterflies, which shows a bunch of grasshoppers. Page of butterflies. The Knight of butterflies. Queen. That's it's pretty Queen of Air. Aw. And the King of Butterflies. Then we're in the Thunderbolts. It reminds me of a hotel. Daytona Beach, right when you get to the strip. 2 of Thunderbolts. 3 of Thunderbolts. 4 of Thunderbolts. Oh, I like that. 5 of Wands. There's the 6 of Wands. 7. Ooh. 8. 9. 10. That's one I had 2 of. There's the Page of Thunderbolts. The Knight of Thunderbolts. The Queen of Thunderbolts. And the King of Thunderbolts. And now we're in the turtles. I love that the turtles are the discs, are Earth. Look at that, 2 of turtles. I think that's one of my favorite cards in the deck. There's your 3 of turtles. 4 of turtles. Ellie's flopping all around on my lap because I'm not petting her. 5 of turtles. 6 of turtles. 7 of turtles. 8 of turtles. 9. It's like it's in a bear suit or bringing a bear home. I'm not sure which one. And the 10 of turtles. Oh, I love that. Love it, love it, love it. There's the Page of Turtles. The Knight of Turtles. Queen of Turtles. And the King of Turtles. Now, to show you, since I think these are the 3 that you were interested in before I get into the Gorgons, here is the Motherpeace. Size-wise, it's a little bit larger than the Circle of Life. Like that outside, it's almost the same size, but the Star That Never Walks is considerably smaller. So, and shuffling, like, it's easy to get, this is the stiffest one, and I've used it the least too, but it is easy to get, and I've got small hands, and I can't bend them. I can do that, but then shuffle them together. So, and they're slick enough if you like to shuffle this way. My Motherpeace, they're lightly laminated. They're very easy, even though they're the largest, they're very easy for me to shuffle. So that's, let's see, I'm just wondering. Ah, the Moon card. Let's shuffle and see what I got with this one. Give it another good shuffle. Split it into 3. What do we have with this one? Huh. And this one you got the King of Cups. And both of them were straight up. And now, I haven't shuffled this one much at all. Not too bendy. Not as, they're a little more stiff, but they're new, so. It was in order. Let's put it in 3 and see what we get. And this one, the King of Turtles, King of Pence. So, if you weren't interested in seeing the Gorgons, then you can turn it off, but I thought you had said the black and white one also. Now this one is huge. It'd be interesting though. Ooh, that's a new idea. I'm gonna have to move, now that Ellie's moved from my lap, I can move the tripod. It'd be interesting, well, the bottom one's houses. I was thinking circle on circle, but that could get a little crazy. So, okay, this gives me enough room where I can show. Here's the Blind Gorgon, which is the extra card that comes with it. Let's make sure I'm in frame. Okay, this deck is absolutely stunning. It's just so big and beautiful. And here's the largest one up until then was the Motherpeace. So this shows you how big in comparison. There's the Motherpeace and the Gorgons in the back. That's the back of the Gorgons, but I'm so happy to have this deck. I am. I love it. There's the Magician. Being black and white and the art so bold, it just, I just love it. And one of my favorite commenters, you didn't say the New Earth. I thought that would be a little too plain and RWS for you, but there's another friend of mine, Laureen, that I told her that was definitely, I thought, the deck that she would want to go for. So I'm going to do a separate flip through of that for her, I think. But one of my favorite commenters, so cool, wrote about how it just gave the 70s vibe. And I think that's true. The New Earth one reminds me of a softer Morgan Greer. And I love me Morgan Greer deck. Has a cool death card. And then there's the only other one that has red in it. The Devil. There's the Tower. The Star. I love that moon. I don't remember a card in this deck. There goes my phone again. I gotta get that thing fixed. But at least I had the tripod. There was one video where I had to duct tape the camera to me to do, which was ridiculous. As you can tell, I'm not very savvy with these videos. I like the Ace of Cups. It always shows a cup, but I love the fish and just the cards are simple, but not super simple. That Three of Cups. I always love my girlfriend's card. The Four of Cups. That shows Ennui pretty well. There's the Five. Very traditional, but it adds a little to the traditional things. I would say get this just for the sake of having it. Just if you can get it, get it. Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. Look at our Queen of Cups. She's pretty. I just love all the fishes and everything. Oh, and the stars in her tail. The King of Cups. And now we're in the Swords. Three of Swords. It's interesting how that's up there and she's down there just like, yeah. Four. It's a great four. Five. I like that Six of Swords. Seven. Eight. And there's a Nine of Swords. It's a good Nine of Swords. 10. I like how none of them are actually piercing her. When they're actually piercing the person, it's like, I get it already. Page of Swords. Stinking Knight of Swords. Love the Queen of Swords. Look at her stack of books. And the King of Swords. There's the Ace of Wands. Two of Wands. Three of Wands. Ooh, I love that Four of Wands. That is beautiful. Five of Wands. Six. And the Seven. It's interesting that the Five of Wands shows, I always think of the Five of Wands as not as big of a battle as the Seven. And in this one, it's like with the other people, but it still doesn't seem that intense. This makes me think that sometimes the most intense battles are within oneself or standing up for yourself. I like the way that's depicted. Eight of Wands, 9. And I also like how the Knight of Wands, how it shows, because it's using the last of your strength and your reserves, but she's resting up for that. It doesn't show someone like totally worn out. She's ready, but she knows she's going to have to use everything in her arsenal. And the Ten of Wands. I've got the Page, the Knight, the Queen, and the King. And that brings us to the Pentacles. There's the Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, I like that. That's a cool Two of Pentacles. See what a cool deck this is? 3. I don't know if I made things better or worse for you, because really they're all great decks. This is 6. Oh, that's a beautiful 7. 8. 9. And there's our Ten of Pentacles. Page. Knight. Queen. And the King of Pentacles. So there's the decks you asked for. I am going to do a quick flip through of the New Earth for my friend Lorraine, so she can see all the cards. But yeah, let me know what you think and which one you land on, because I know you're ready to get one like ASAP, so you can do that majors on majors reading, which I'm also interested in seeing. So I hope that helped, and I will talk to you guys later. See you.